What up, y'all? It's your man ES the Herman Star back again with another video, and I'm here to do the read for the fabulous Capricorns out there. What's happening, Capricorns? If you have Capricorn in your chart, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is for you. What's happening, Fabs? It is what it is. That's your nickname. But anyways, if you would like a personal read from me, you are able to book that by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. Just know that there are scammers in this community, unfortunately. So, if there is anyone reaching out to you, pretending to be me, offering you reads, offering you anything else, it is not me. I will not reach out to you. You reach out to me, and I only do personal reads. No, nothing against everything else, but crystals and stalking other people for you. it's not my thing. It's not my thing. So yeah, we'll get into your read though, and we start off with the Four of Swords in reverse. So this is restlessness, burnout, and yeah. I understand you wanting to get to this money. I understand you wanting to shine from what I'm seeing here. But you need to understand when it's time to rest. Trust me, I know. I wanna get to the money. I wanna get to the shine. I wanna, grind out, do what I gotta do. Whoop-de-whoop, So I understand, but I also understand what happens when you burn out. I also understand the importance of rest. So, yeah, take that. I don't know how much more simpler I can put this for you, my fabulous Capricorns, but get that rest when you need to, all right? Your next card is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This is someone who settles for less. This is someone who fears their potential as well. And, I think that restlessness that you have is not necessarily more so like you grinding out too much, like you're overworking yourself. I think you're keeping yourself up. It's kind of like the Nine of Swords energy, but I guess less severe. But yeah, you're losing sleep over you not necessarily expressing yourself, settling yourself, downplaying yourself, which is, not necessarily what Capricorns do. So not every sign is, not everyone of a sign are alike, of course. I think, yeah, she's an Aries, right? There's a tarot reader that I look into, right? I watch from time to time. She's an Aries, and Aries are usually, out there extroverted individuals, and she's the complete opposite of that. She is more so introverted, right? Doesn't like the limelight, doesn't like too much attention. Shout out to all the Aries out there. Capricorns can be, very much, center of attention, but it's like more so of a natural center of attention, like people naturally gravitate toward you, right? But I feel as though there's a Capricorn out there who, and it's not to say that you are not the center of attention, but I feel as though maybe someone has said something, because it usually is the case, right? Someone makes a comment, some hating ass made a comment talking about you're doing too much, or you're this, that, then the third, whoop-de-woo, right? They said that, and that comment hurts you to the point where, whether that comment was said 10 years ago, during your childhood, whatever the case is, as a teen, young adult, however old you are, right? Comments like that, people may, not saying that everyone, it hurts everybody or it sticks to everybody, but you just never know what things are said or you say to other people that stick to them for life. So I'm guessing, it may have been a situation to where someone had made a comment about how you are too much, right? And now you've lived your life, or right now at least, what's coming out from said comment is you settling for less, not living up to your fullest potential. because you don't want to be called too much. You don't want to be called a show off or whatever else, anything synonymous to that. But what your highest self and what the universe is telling you here, honestly, is to shine. Now, you have the star. I got to cover it, obviously, because of nudity and YouTube's rules and all that. But this is the star here. This is inspiration. This is hope, renewal, shining. You know? This is the type of energy you need to be. And if people are hating on it, hating on you for being fabulous, but not hating on it, and because it makes them feel insecure, that is not your problem. That is not your problem. That is their problem at the end of the day. And I will say this to any sign, not just the sign that I call the fabulous Capricorns, but to anybody. Like, if other people are insecure because they see you doing your whole thing, that is their problem. That is a them problem, not a you problem. Don't make it a you problem, though. All right. Next, you have the Seven of Wands in reverse. You know, this is someone who can be very much overwhelmed. You know, when it's upright, you're defending yourself in a way, right? When it's like this is still in defense mode, but you're being too defensive, right? Now it's like defense on. It's like being defensive in attack mode. So you're being, you know, what I'm trying to say is, like, you're not necessarily being strategic with your defense. You're going around and you probably lashing out on people who are trying to get you to, you know, live your truest self, maybe, right? All this frustration that you have, again, overwhelming feeling of frustration that you're having because you're battling between do I keep myself small, or do I actually express myself the way that my highest self is telling me? And I say my highest self because that voice that you hear in your head, those thoughts that you are thinking, telling you not to be small, telling you to shine, it's your highest self, if you ask me. Whatever you call that voice, it's clearly there for a reason. And, you know, you can do what the magician does in your situation, which is your last card. In a situation like this, where you could probably create a way to where you're not outshining somebody, but also you're not dimming your light either. Although the star, again, did show up. Not going to pick it up because nudity and all that, but the star did show up. And, you know, I think that that's your higher self, at least, telling you more so to go toward the, obviously, the light, but go toward the aspect of you, the side of you where you are going to shine more, where you're not going to dim yourself again because you have people who are jealous of you and want you to not outshine them, or whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, as always, you're gonna do what you want to do. I'm just here to give you the message of what the cards say. We'll get into the oracle card right now. Before I choose one and we get into all of that, I would like to remind you to please hit that like if you haven't hit the like button. Share, comment, and subscribe if you're not subscribed as well. Once again, if you would like a personal read, you can book that with me by sending me an email. You can find my email in the description box below. So, nothing really jumping out, but I think this is the perfect card for you. Create a new identity is your card for today. Embrace change and rediscover yourself, crafting a narrative aligned with your true essence. That's crazy. That is amazing. Yeah, like, you don't have to identify with the lower self anymore. Like, create this new identity, and you would know what it is, because again, those voices, those thoughts in your head telling you to be this way, that's the new identity. You don't have to align with the lower self anymore because someone said something 15, 10, even 5 years ago, heck, even 5 weeks ago. You don't have to identify with that. Individuals will say things like that because, again, what they're lacking, what they feel they are lacking, right? So they'll tell you and anybody else not to remind them of their shortcomings when, again, it is their shortcomings or their perceived shortcomings. You know, but that is not your problem. That is not your problem. It's not anybody else's problem. That's something they have to unpack. You should not have to dim your light. You should not have to express yourself and or should not, hold back expressing yourself, and should not not want to be the individual you want to be. Because, again, you have people like that might be close to you. Because I feel as though someone who made that comment was close to you. Because of the impact it's having on you and the amount of frustration, again, it's causing you. You know, this may have been someone close to you who made a comment like that. It's still their problem, Capricorn. It's still not your problem. You can love them. You can have compassion for them. You can want to see them win, but not at your expense. And not at the expense of you not expressing yourself and being who you truly desire to be. So, hopefully this helps. This is what I have for you today. Once again, if you would like a personal read, you are able to book that with me by sending me an email. Find my email in the description box below. We'll go over packages, pricing, all that good stuff. If someone is reaching out to you, offering you reads, pretending to be me, by the way, offering you reads and all this other stuff, it is not me. I only do reads, and you reach out to me, I will not reach out to you. I always get that mixed up, but I do want to trust you. But I want to thank you for trusting me, for being your intuitive reader for today, or at least one of your intuitive readers for today. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm going to drink some water. You see me when you see me. Peace out.